Hey everyone. Um, well, I don't know where to start, but anyway, I was getting messages, but I'm just going to get started. I don't know how long it's going to be, but anyway, this is going to be, I don't know, harsh, might trigger, I don't know. It might be hard to hear. It may make you get tissues. I don't know. All I can say that this message that I was getting, and trying to piece it all together, um, to say I didn't have any more um, tears to give once I learned what's been happening, what I went through. I mean, this is before, and everything. I didn't because, you know, I went through this and still, or, with whatever. Why now I did shed? Because one, it's still repeating around the world to others. And I feel everyone's ancestors of being upset, angry, and trying to help those ones correct, to help you correct everything. They're out there correcting. They're out there teaching these ones, whoever, a lesson also. They don't understand why it's continuing. When we have more than they did, and what they had, it was cured, it was solved, and much more. They didn't have, like, mostly any doctors, nurses, hospitals, and whatever else, but they still got ones better and ones in military. They even helped mend and got better. They're, they also, with ones who say enemies, they even help them. But the thing is, were they really enemies, though? Even though some got cured of whatever, ones still, even them, still had to go to get a checkup yearly. They used medicines and whatever else they knew that helped together. Everyone was able to pay bills and much more. So the message that I got is, so you decide. Well, I was told Wake up. Get your, well, I'll say underwear untangled. That's cutting off your blood flow to think clearly. Everyone around the world says they are proud in their wherever it is. Some say wherever they are from loves America, or wherever they are. Americans go there. They love it there. They want to be here. And Americans, say, I'm proud to be American. Okay. I am too. But I'm also proud to be Italian, Greek, and whatever my other nationalities are. We are making progress. We are making it better. And I'm also proud of that too. What I don't get is ones want to come, do harm. Ones who are here wants to do harm. And vice versa. People go there. Blah, blah, blah. Right? So, how's that being proud? A lot of people travel all over to visit, and they love it. Don't matter where, what. I don't understand is people take it out on the whole world that is innocent because why? You took what someone says to the heart that people decide to be, because they decide to be ignorant or a BI. You ignore all that, okay? And also those ones who do even worse. It's called nip it in the butt. Put them in their place. Whether they have jail time, to think what they have done or did. It should be solved before it gets to harming anyone or whatever to anyone. It's called being an adult, being responsible for actions and more. To say you're proud, then how did destroying each other come into the picture? Knowing it may be, knowing that it may get worse. It will definitely come back to you. So let's speak about the saying, oh, I'm all about family. Okay, don't you think it's not going to affect family? It's like, really? How is all this possible? Make it make sense. Like, really. All countries should protect each other. Ones who live there should also protect each other. Stop. making money evil by thinking only one or clicks, whatever you call it, are only ones who are supposed to have it. No, it's called being, you know, it's called stop being greedy and being thinking that you're entitled, that no one is allowed to be, to have it or to be beautiful, not allowed to provide for their family, not allowed to have a home, and more. It's a long list, you know, for what? To be made fun at, seeing people struggle, seeing people, lose ones way too early. And again, a long list. Everyone has their own talents, careers, and more, especially a purpose. God created us for us and created us, gave us guidance to help us mold the world. And us to see what and how we do that, but together. Not one or whoever. God gave that to all. He did not give any permission to alter, to ruin, to harm, and a lot more to do to others. He gives us both bad and good to teach us that we can solve. Not to say, oh, that worked better by going on the bad side. And, well, I didn't get caught yet, so I have to continue this way. But the thing is, no one speaks out about whatever. Really? So how is it doing now? You just got everyone involved and your family and other people's families, but didn't check anything out that you and who you got involved and your families and theirs. That it wouldn't go back to any of you. God, Spirit, our ancestors, loved ones, are angry and telling ones to speak up. Now, that's about truth and you learning responsibility. It could be for anything. You should know yourself, not go by who one say you are. Prove you're not. And to say you shouldn't have to prove to anyone. But it's saying you had to prove to yourself that you can and you're not what people say. bullies in their place. Don't ruin yourself by listening to them and thinking no one is going to be friends or whatever. This is one who does either catfishing or using other one's names, and then there's starts, you want to get back at whoever bullied you, and then you have even more people. And the other is to get back at whoever based on lies and, you know, to get back at another one because you want to ruin them for what? A breakup before the lie got started of a person? You get the patterns, how things start. And it's always based on lies, jealousy, hatred, and whatever else. I mean, did I pin it? I mean, I'm getting this from spirit. I don't see what's going on. But what is interesting, when ones have everything, right? And help those ones. Right? And then thanks ones who looks nice or beautiful, whatever. Keeps up the home, has a bond with ones or whoever, works, takes care of everything to, make it look nice, comfortable, being happy. But they shouldn't have anything, right? But people decided that without knowing a person, you know, if they're hiding what struggles they go through because they are doing on their own, fighting to get done, to always put food on the table or pick what needs to be done. Now, what don't make sense is, okay, you got who you wanted. And you left them on red or whatever. Hold up. You left them on red. But because you got more people, whatever, I don't know, you just continue to harm people or to harm others. Now, if you had children and say, you know, this, with using names and stuff, your child met someone, they really fell for them. And then, he's all meat. What are you going to do if someone does what you do, but they just did it to your child or someone you know. Huh? You'll get angry, right? You know, once your child realizes that the person in the picture or whatever doesn't match up. Okay. Well, it's called first. It's called karma. Okay. And to have you, well, put it this way, to have it hit where it hurts. Because what you do to people, how do you think they feel? And how long do you think not showing who you are that you think that you will still get away with it? Okay. Here's another one. Because, oh, I don't know. Hmm. Someone broke up with you means you have to do what they did or something. You know, the list goes on. But not not one thought, you know, people, things, and whatever weren't meant to be in the first place, or whatever it is. And that what is meant is out there for you and it's waiting. Hold on. Hey, get out of there. No, that you should have waited, that you didn't have to do any of this. Now, everyone needs to be with, you know, um, how I am, and I'm not going to be alone. You know, that's how people think, that they don't want to be alone. So they take others. This way they won't be alone. But, you know, all of you being alone together, well, that's not being alone anyway, but how does that sound? Anyway, and how is it that any of, you know, whatever, how's all this teaching kids or anyone while a lot of complaining and everything or about whoever is just doing to the next one, to the next one, next and next and next and whatever, instead of putting a stop to it. Most don't even know either. And how do you think they are being overlooked. Now, use whatever you think, but nicely. I mean, it could be a lot of ways, okay? Now, for ones who know about ruining people, okay? It don't matter what or how. You know it was done. Could be you were told, a lie, and you did whatever, or or you changed things to make problems. You made up reports and etc. Or maybe you didn't know you were involved and you had to go do it. They gave you whatever and you put it out or you did it. Instead of checking it out before getting involved. I mean, there's a lot more that it could be. It could be for anything or about anything. Thing is, you know that it's still continuing, especially when whoever the person is keeps complaining or makes complaints. What's going on? Or, however it is. But it's still going on. And nothing is being done to correct anything or let anyone know to have them correct it, to be done with it. Why? Why is whatever around the whole entire world, it's still being done? But no, it's not me saying, for everyone to start being Karens. You know exactly. It's ones being harmed, missing, lives being ruined, false reports being, made, people's careers, whatever, between partners or, trying to break people up or keeping them away from each other. There's a lot more that is being done, but not corrected. What should be solved isn't. What shouldn't be continuing is. Make sense of that. Like, really. Stop judging. Stop thinking, because someone tells the truth, it's a crime. No, most of the time, it's not about who people think it is for someone to bring harm to them because they said something and it might have, you know, matched or whatever. Because people say the truth, you know, or maybe they had enough. And if you constantly doing something to somebody, you know, don't be shocked because they, are speaking up now to put a stop to it. Did they take revenge? No. So you shouldn't take revenge because someone spoke up. You're allowed to say the truth. You're allowed to say ideas. You're allowed to say opinions. It's not for everyone, and you don't need to listen either. If you don't like something, point blank, walk out of the room or walk away. Don't put onto others what you go through or um, your ancestors went through. It don't matter what it is. It could be from health issues to whatever. Solve it like everyone did. And still, health issues shouldn't be continuing. Our ancestors didn't have what we have, but they still managed, right? They still managed to become healthy. Make that make sense. Again, see patterns, and most shouldn't be. You want it better? Then do better. Don't make it worse. It will only return back and not how you thought. You feel alone? Hmm. What do you do? Well, first of all, get to know your loved ones in spirit or God or Jesus or, oh, I know, go make friends or meet ones who will, you know, support and help you to lift up. And then you know, go know yourself to treat everyone else better. Go out there, lift people up, and it will also make you feel better. Not hard. And no, I'm not speaking directly to anyone. Okay? Let's get that clear. Okay? They told me, they're not speaking directly to anybody. This is what's happening, and it needs to be done. Stop setting people up, innocent people, too. Whatever which way. If you want to set up, well, it's called, then get a job that you have to set up whatever, for a party, an event, and etc. You're setting things up. And I bet you'll make it really look nice too. Don't just do something, from based on lies on a person that you don't even know. As I mentioned, the phrase they get, the phrase is, oh, they get everything handed to them. Okay. It's like that phrase. Yeah, it is true. But it also gets twisted too. You see, these ones who think, you think that they get everything. Yes, they do get things handed, everything to them. It's because everything they worked their butts off for them to get it. And yes, once they pay for it, it gets handed to them. That's where the phrase came from. Now, for those ones who say it, yeah, gets it handed to them. Well, that is, they get it handed to them from all different ways. Let's just say, without working their butts off to get what is theirs, instead of what is others. Now that's the difference. Right? I mean, Can you see patterns here? And when people twist things, and it's also not ones who should speak truth, don't. If you do, that's not being a Karen or whatever you call it. Okay? It's not saying we are not going to not have, you know, ups and downs, bad days, and whatever. With that, somewhere is saying something you could need to slow down or not to do something. You know, could mean anything. It could mean with some things, um, could be from spirit, like someone you know, a loved one, or whoever, just having fun with you, you know, who you lost, to say, you need some fun. You haven't had it. But like I said, it could mean anything. See, good or bad, right, comes from spirit and God, to teach us. That's life. Not by force, not by controlling, and much more. All this stuff. It's only naturally. Right? I mean, This is also saying we have more to work together with, to save with, to save people with. I mean, we have more equipments to use and more. We have our voices to use to help each other, to give ideas, and whatever else, to lift people up, to laugh, to sing, right? Where did all that go? Our ancestors had it hard. They also solved. They proved. And they were allowed to give opinions and more. Right? We have more than them. How's it getting worse? By repeating same things, but with more. There's more anger. More jealousy, hatred, greed, especially with money. People are making money, you know, because somebody had that saying, oh, money is all evil. No, it's not. Please stop saying that. It's evil when you make it evil. And when you try to, do things and then you exchange it, you make sure that, they have problems. You know, now that's evil. So, make make it more, you know, sense how all this is making it better. How? How is it? People are supposed to live their lives, okay? Till when God says, you have done what you had to, it's time to come home. But they lived, to be elderly. Instead of this, the BS that's going on. Everyone, you know, should be or wait for their person. Everyone should be happy, having fun, and much more. Not others saying who deserves whatever. That's not your saying. That's God saying. Because, you see, people don't know what people go through because they're not in their shoes. You could be around somebody, but you still won't know, maybe, if you don't recognize it. So, because you don't know what people go through and you're not in their shoes. So, what gives you the right to tell people what they deserve or who lives and who doesn't at a certain age or whatever? Who doesn't belong with who? Doesn't give anyone that right. No one. Because you don't see the whole entire picture. You do not know who God set any of us up with. because you like a person. Okay. I like everybody. That doesn't mean, oh my gosh, oh, he's my dream. Oh my goodness, he's my person. Oh, wait, there's another one. Oh no, he's my person. Really? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I don't know which one. Oh, but he's with somebody and I really like him. Oh, I think I'll get rid of her. Really? How does that sound? How does that sound? Only God, okay, knows who to take, who don't. What person each person has is meant for. But when, somebody is, uh, I don't know, being abused, yeah, he'll eventually take that person. But we all need to know, okay, enough is enough. Oh, no, no, that's not how people are supposed to be treated. I mean, use common sense. So, since you do not know what people go through or who, you know, people are meant for, it's not up to you to change all that. You need to change your own life and make it better as others are trying to make it better for themselves and to understand what they're supposed to do. So, you want to help and be part of this empire to make it better? Great. Or stay out of people's business only to ruin it. Either work together or be alone. But don't complain because you are. And, you know, and don't, thinking that you can change everything or do something by force to make sure people are apart and whatever, blah, blah, blah. I mentioned this all through, and it's also across the board, you know, because you want ones to go through what you went through and you don't want to be alone, so they should be alone and blah, blah, blah. Well, it's one or the other. Leave people who are trying to make it better and you make it better instead of worse. Because I'm telling you, you know, if you don't know what the word karma or you can't see around you what is happening, then you better stay in your home and never come out. I'm not being mean or anything, because Karma will get you. It doesn't matter what is going on because they had enough. There is way too much going on. People doing things. You continue. And like I said, from looking around what karma does, I mean, it does not take anything, you know, to help each other, protect, watch out for each other, and be that village and do the same for our children to keep them safe too. It does not cost anything to do that. Technically, I mean, it should be automatically and naturally done. And money is for buying, you know, what's needed, paying bills, getting gifts for people, or, for occasions, holidays. You get it. I mean, right? Watching out for each other, you know, being that village is free. It's being kind, the love for each other, and coming together. No one should feel uncomfortable where they go, not even when moving to somewhere that's new. Instead of making fun at someone, ask and help them to make themselves better. You don't know reasons why a person is like or whatever, or one struggling. Don't make it worse because you don't know they are. Because why? They have a smile or whatever all the time. First of all, you should recognize when a person has that fake smile, you know, because, you know, maybe they're trying to figure out on their own and don't know how, and they don't want anybody to know. It could be anything. And, with everything else, stop putting products out to look, almost look like products that are legit and out there and they are safe. And because what? You put in whatever they use and whatever you did, that doesn't mean that it's safe. Stop fooling people. And because you didn't do it and, wanted to, well then Do it right, but your own. If you don't know how, then why don't you work for the company or whatever product or whatever and sell it instead of risking people's lives? Anyone and everyone is creative your own way and the right way without risks. I mean, you know. And what is really sad is people know it, that it is a risk. What happens if a family member or somebody buys it and, it slips their mind that, it's your product, that you're pretending to sell or put out there or whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, people just putting things into things, where they work or whatever. I did that video and so has everybody else. I mean, But anyway, everyone's creative. But everything I mentioned is what Spirit and your ancestors are saying. And I'm feeling how they are. And they are saying, put a stop to all this uncalled for stuff and start being responsible and doing right and making it better instead of destroying. Risking lives and your own and much more. They are taking care of this and not how these ones think. We are here to help them to put together our world. And we need to, put a stop to all this. But I am leaving it here because I felt way too much. And it's not only with Spirit and all of the ancestors. It's all whose ever ancestors came through. I'm feeling with their family and whoever has been through it or going through it. I'm feeling way too much. So, ouch. I'm leaving it here, and all of you decide how we're going to do this. And don't get me wrong, I'm not speaking about anyone, and directly. We are making a lot of progress, and I am so proud of everyone. But the ones that are continuing, I mean, just not that long ago, the same BS. It's like one thing. Once I get, proof and do whatever, next one starts. I do that. And then another one starts. And sometimes all at once, and then the first thing starts. And it's continuing and continuing and continuing. And people that, like I said, the setup, they know. And not one has done anything. Not one. These ones, I told you, know exactly who I pay for, who I do the whatever, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm not going to get into it. But whoever, I had enough. And I'm not the only one that said they had enough. Remember, I am God's baby. He said he had enough. And you don't know my ancestors and who else I know. And I explained in my other video, people were afraid of my father. You do not know what he's capable of up there, because he sees, hears, and knows everything. They all see the whole entire picture of everything. We don't, unless you're trained to do that. But you still could see a whole picture. I'm not going to explain that. But anyway, you know, you know. And I also know what you tried again. And it's not working and it's not happening. As I said, be ready to be shocked. So I leave it there. And everyone, I am so proud of all of you. Thank you for visiting, being here, subscribing, liking, and whatever else. I don't know what else you do. All the buttons, whatever. I don't know. But you get it. And I love all of you. And thank you. Ciao.